You're waiting for them to approve you. But what if they never do? What if the people you love most never understand you? Steve Jobs once said, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life." And yet, so many die with their dreams still locked inside because they kept waiting for permission. You were not born to be understood. You were born to be true, and that path is rarely crowded. There comes a moment in every life when something inside you shifts. It's quiet at first, almost like a small tug in your chest. But the more you ignore it, the louder it gets. Until one day, it's not a whisper anymore. It's a fire telling you, you can't stay here anymore. Not in this crowd, not in this comfort, not in this life that was handed to you like a hand-me-down coat. That doesn't quite fit. And in that moment, you know, if you keep living the way they expect you to, a part of you will die. So you decide to step out of the crowd, out of the comfort, out of the life you've been told to live. But here's the truth no one tells you. When you do, they won't cheer. They won't clap for your courage. They won't gather around to say, finally, you're becoming yourself. They will doubt you. They will question you. Some will laugh under their breath. Some will shake their heads. Some will disappear from your life altogether. And you'll wonder, why? It's not because they're evil. It's because your courage will expose their fear. Your decision to leave the comfort zone will remind them of the prison they've accepted. And not everyone is ready to face that. The man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. Confucius. The first time you say, I'm going to chase this dream, you will feel the cold air of rejection. You will feel the sting of their doubt, like a wind cutting across your face. And you will see the way they look at you, as if you've lost your mind. They won't see the vision in your head. They won't feel the urgency in your heart. They won't hear the quiet voice that's been calling you for years. And in that moment, you will ask yourself, if they don't believe in me, should I even try? Here's your answer. Yes, try anyway, go anyway, move anyway. Because if you wait for them to understand, you'll wait your whole life. Walking your own path is not glamorous. It's not the Instagram highlight reel. It's not the perfectly staged photo with the caption, living my best life. No, it's early mornings when your alarm goes off and your body begs you to stay in bed. It's sitting at your desk or in your small corner of the world, working when no one is watching, when there's no applause, when no one even knows what you're building. It's nights when you stare at the ceiling and question everything. Am I crazy for doing this? Is this really worth it? What if I'm wrong? See, the world is comfortable with you as long as you fit the mold, as long as you walk the same path as everyone else, as long as your dreams don't make them uncomfortable. But the second you step outside of it, you threaten the system they live in. You hold up a mirror they don't want to look into. If you are always trying to be normal, you will never know how amazing you can be. Maya Angelou. They won't understand why you quit the safe job. They won't understand why you invest hours, even years, into something that makes no money yet. They won't understand why you turn down the party invite so you can stay home and work on your craft. They won't understand why you choose peace over popularity, why you would rather have a small, meaningful life than a big, shallow one. And they'll try to talk you out of it. They'll give you advice that sounds wise but is rooted in fear. Just be practical. Don't aim so high. You should think about security. But here's the truth. Their misunderstanding is not your signal to stop. It's your signal that you are finally walking into the territory of originality, into the wilderness where most people are too afraid to go. And yes, it's lonely. Yes, it's uncomfortable. Yes, it will demand everything from you. But it's also where the magic happens. It's where ideas are born that the world has never seen. It's where the impossible becomes inevitable. Let's not sugarcoat it. There is a cost. When you choose authenticity, you risk approval. When you choose growth, you risk comfort. When you choose vision, you risk being misunderstood. You can't have both, the applause of the crowd and the peace of walking your own truth. Albert Einstein said it plainly, Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. And he was right. Some will call you arrogant, not because you are, but because your self-belief feels like a mirror reflecting their self-doubt. Some will say you've changed, as if that's a bad thing. They'll treat your growth like betrayal, because to them, the version of you they knew was comfortable, predictable, safe. And now you're becoming something they don't have a map for. It's not that they hate you, it's that they don't understand you anymore. They met you in their chapter, and they don't want to turn the page. They want you to stay where the story made sense to them, where they could label you, fit you neatly into a box, and never have to confront the fact that you were capable of more than they imagined. But here's the hidden truth about the cost of being different. It doesn't just come in the form of losing people. It also comes in losing parts of yourself. The part of you that relied on constant validation, gone. The part of you that avoided hard truths just to keep the peace, gone. The part of you that settled for good enough because great felt too risky, gone. You will lose these parts of yourself, and it will feel like breaking. But you're not breaking. You're shedding. Loneliness is not always a sign that you're lost or broken. It's not always a message that something is wrong with you. Sometimes loneliness is the quiet, unspoken signal that you are standing in the threshold of transformation, caught between the person you once were and the person you are becoming. Imagine this space like the stillness just before dawn, when the night has not yet released its grip, but the first light begins to promise a new day. It can feel cold, empty, and uncertain, but that space is necessary. It is the in-between place where growth begins, often invisible and lonely. Look to the greatest stories and heroes in history. Every profound journey of change involves a season of isolation and solitude. Moses didn't lead his people out of Egypt without first wandering alone in the wilderness for 40 years, away from the noise of civilization and the distractions of his old identity. Jesus retreated into the desert for 40 days and nights, confronting his deepest fears and temptations in utter solitude, preparing himself for his mission. Buddha sat alone beneath the Bodhi tree, stripped of all worldly comforts until he reached enlightenment. These moments of isolation were not punishment or exile. They were sacred preparation. They were the crucible that forged their new selves. Isolation is the silent workshop of the soul. It strips away the clutter, the external expectations, the need for approval, and the distractions that keep us from seeing who we truly are. Rumi, the great mystic poet, captured this beautifully when he wrote, "Try to accept the changing seasons of your heart, even if they are colder than you would like." That cold season of loneliness, though uncomfortable and often painful, is shaping you. It's like the winter before spring, when the earth lies dormant, preparing to burst forth in new life. During this time, you are being stripped of the desperate need for constant applause and validation. The crowd's roar fades into silence, and in that silence, you begin to hear the quiet, unwavering voice of your own conviction, that inner voice that whispers your truth, the one that calls you not to conform, but to become. So when loneliness visits, don't rush to fill it with distractions or fear. Instead, lean into it with curiosity and courage. It is a sign, a sacred invitation, to let go of who you were and prepare to embrace who you are meant to be. Here's a hard truth that many never dare to face. Your dream is not a conference call to be scheduled with the approval of the world. It's not a group meeting that requires consensus or permission. Your dream is a sacred private appointment, a deeply personal covenant between you and God, between you and your destiny. It's a quiet promise that only you can fulfill. If you wait for the world to understand, to approve, or to give you a green light, you will die waiting. Time does not pause for hesitation or doubt. Life's clock keeps ticking whether you take a step forward or not. Remember these words from Kurt Cobain, raw and unapologetic. "I'd rather be hated for who I am than loved for who I am not." There is an undeniable power in living your truth, even if it means facing rejection or confusion from those around you. Because here's something most people forget. There are souls you've never met whose very survival, whose hope, whose healing depends on you showing up as your authentic self. They are waiting for the book you have not yet written, the business you have not yet launched, the message you have not yet spoken. These are not just dreams or ambitions, they are lifelines for others. When you choose to quit because your family or friends don't understand, you rob those people of something irreplaceable, something only you with your unique gifts and voice can bring into the world. You are the missing piece in someone's story. Your courage to move forward, to speak your truth, to chase your calling. It could ignite a spark that changes lives in ways you can't yet imagine. So even if the path is lonely, even if the voices around you shout stop or turn back, you must go anyway. Your dream is a divine summons, and the world desperately needs you to answer. Go not just for yourself, but for the countless lives waiting for your light. There will come a day, sooner or later, when the very same people who once doubted you, who couldn't understand your vision or your drive, will turn around and say, I always knew you could do it. But don't chase that day. Don't spend your energy longing for their approval or waiting for their validation. Their applause is fleeting and often hollow. It's a reward you cannot depend on because it comes from outside you, from a place that has nothing to do with your inner truth. Instead, chase the day you can look yourself in the mirror with no excuses, no regrets, and say, I didn't betray myself. That moment, when you stand firmly grounded in your own integrity, when you honor your deepest convictions, even in the face of doubt, that is the real turning point. Albert Einstein once said, in the middle of every difficulty lies opportunity. Those challenges, those seasons of struggle and loneliness, are not dead ends. They are crossroads. Each difficulty contains within it the seed of your breakthrough, the chance to rise higher than you ever imagined. The turning point is not a sudden, magical moment of success. It's a quiet, powerful choice, a daily commitment to stay true to who you are, even when the path is hard and the outcome uncertain. The reward is not the applause from others. It's the life you build by staying true to your purpose, by refusing to give up on your dreams, and by honoring the promise you made to yourself. That life, crafted from authenticity, courage, and resilience, is a reward beyond any external recognition. It is your own deeply earned victory. So hold fast through the storm. Your turning point is coming. And when it does, it will feel like coming home, to the person you always were meant to be. Let them laugh. Let them question your choices. Let them misunderstand your vision and your drive. Because their confusion, their doubts, and even their criticism are proof that you are walking a path they cannot yet see. A path illuminated by a vision that has not yet revealed itself fully to the world. Every revolutionary idea, every breakthrough that changed history, was once met with skepticism and disbelief. It's part of the journey. It's the cost of pioneering something new, something bold, something real. The great Harriet Tubman, a true hero who dared to dream against impossible odds, once said, every great dream begins with a dreamer. Always remember you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars to change the world. Take those words deep into your heart, because you do have that strength, a well of courage that will not run dry, even when the road gets rough. You have that patience, the calm, steady endurance to keep going, even when progress seems slow and the nights feel long. And you have that passion, that fierce burning fire inside that fuels your dreams and pushes you beyond every limit. No matter what they say or do, no matter how unclear or impossible the journey seems, you have everything it takes to make your vision real. So now, go anyway. Step forward with boldness, with faith, and with unwavering commitment. Because the world needs your light, your voice, your unique gift. This is your final push. This is your moment. And nothing, not laughter, not doubt, not misunderstanding, can stop you now. One day, maybe they will understand. Maybe the very people who doubted you, who questioned your choices, will finally see the path you walked, the courage you showed, and the legacy you built. Or maybe they won't. And that's okay. Because in the quiet moments when you look back on your journey, what truly matters is not their recognition or approval. What matters is that you will know, deep in your heart, that you lived a life that was authentically yours, that you followed the call that stirred your soul, even when the way was unclear, that you stood firm in your truth, even when it was hard, that you embraced your fears, your doubts, and your struggles, and still chose to keep moving forward. In the end, that is all that matters. To live fully, to live honestly, to live with courage and love. Your story, your truth, your journey, that is your legacy, and it is enough. So rest in that knowing. You have done what few dare to do. You have dared to be yourself.